Welcome to part 2 of this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Welcome or welcome back to part 2 of the mod review from Wednesday the 20th of April. I think this is one of the first times, or possibly only ever the second time, I've had to split a mod review into 2 parts. I just couldn't fit it all in. I do apologise to anyone who's furious about that. Unfortunately, it just is the way it is. There wasn't anything I could do about it. In front of us, we've got the International 2x2 series by EY Modding, 14.65 megabytes download. We have got the International 2x2 30, the International 2x2 60, and the International 2x2 Super 70. All split into various different categories, all with various different tyre options. As with part 1, I'm not going to go through all of the different tyre options. There aren't that many on this one. These are split between small and medium tractors. We are looking at 11 slots for each one on console, which I am on. And the small tractors, we have got the International 32x2 Series 30, 80 grand, maximum 170 horsepower on this. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, Mitas, Nokian, and BKT back again with wheel weights 2, narrows, wides and weights, rear twins, and standard. And that's pretty much the same for all of them. Some various different degrees of widths and things like that, but pretty much same all the way through on all of them. We have got 130 horsepower, 150 horsepower, 170 horsepower on the 30. On the 60, like I say, pretty much same. Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, Mitas, Nokian, BKT. Back again, same options. Difference is the wheel weights on this one are black, not red. But we do have narrow option, wide and weights, rear twins, and back again, and same across the various different configurations. Some of them, I think, with the BKTs, we've got wide and weights only. Doesn't have narrows, doesn't have twins, anything like that. But again, go through, you'll find a tyre option that will suit you. And then we've got 150 horsepower, 177 horsepower, 200 horsepower being the maximum. And then license plate option as well, which I didn't mention on the previous one. If we then come out and we go to our medium tractors, is where you'll find the Super 70. There we go. 160 grand, so a little bit more expensive, but we are going up a little bit further with the horsepower on this one. Same options, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Vredestein, Mitas, Nokians, BKT, and back. Again, the weights on this one are black, not red. And then we've got 210 horsepower, 235 horsepower. Those are the only 2 options on that one, 210, 235. There we go. And license plate option 2. But you can see the sort of progression in the design, and they are all different. That's what I like about them. They have a very distinctive, yes, we've got the long nose and all of them. They remind me of the old, like, 1960s Formula 1 cars, that long nose, you know, I don't know, just something about it, I don't know, or an aardvark maybe. But those different design cues as you go through, the styling with the logos and all of it, they're very nice. As you can see, I went for a standard one with wheel weights on this one with the red wheel weights. On that one, I went for the narrows. That one, I went for the twins, just to give you a little bit of a sort of different look on them. And this kind of concertina covered articulation in the middle here. They're really nice looking tractors. They sound great as well. We'll go into the large one. Just a little bit, sort of. I know there's a lot of red tractors, but a kind of Ferrari feel to it. Is that weird? I don't know. Maximum 20 miles an hour. Now we don't have any doors or windows open. Lights, there's no beacons. I don't always show indicators on tractors, but look at that reflection on the bonnet, that's pretty cool. Interiors, nice bit of flex there. We went over the bump. Lateral flex, not just the twist. Yeah, look at that. Nice bit of movement on there. Yeah, these are nice looking tractors. Prices aren't too bad. With nice horsepower on them as well. I know someone asked me the other day if they come out yet. I was like, I don't think they have. And they're pretty distinctive, I would have remembered. So there we go. That's the International 2+2 by EY Modding. Next we've got the Claas Jaguar 900 Type 502. That's right, by Skywalker Farms. These look great as well. I mean, look at that. Does that not look fantastic? These are Forage Harvesters. 37.4. Did I say that was 14.65 megabytes download, that pack? This one is 37.4 megabytes download. We've got 22 slots and 23 slots on these. Quite a few different options on them. I say quite a few different options. Yeah, fair few. If we go to Forage Harvesters and go to here. Now, we're standard in game now. We've got the Jaguar 960 TerraTrack. So what it's adding in is the 990-930 wheeled version, and then the 960 to 990 TT, the tracked version, TerraTrack Type 502. Slot counts will come down to 1 for each one. Horsepowers will go up to 925 on both. So on this one, the wheeled one, we can go pretty big on this. We've got a choice of Michelin, Trelleborg, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, and all the way back again. On all of these, we've got a standard, we've got a wide, we've got a front jewels, and we've got a front row crop jewels. I think I prefer the row crop jewels, just a personal preference, and I think that's pretty much the same across all of them. Yeah. We've then got North American 1, which looks like this and has the triangle on the back. North American 2 puts the warning squares on the back, I think, but nowhere else. Yeah, just on the back. Now, if we go to European, has the warning squares on the front and on the back, but takes the triangle off. That's the difference between those. We've got Cam Pilot. Now, this Cam Pilot camera, yes or no, that's a real world thing. I put it on because I thought, oh, brilliant, an extra camera view. If you click on that, it will give you a front down. There's no different camera view. You can put it on if you want, but it's just, I think, as far as I can tell, it's just a looks thing. So we can have the Cam Pilot on. Yes or no. Horn standard or extra air horn. I went for the extra air horn on both. Then you've got silage additive, none, or you can put a tank on there so you can add your silage additive in if you're doing forage work, which gives you a bit of a boost in your chaff. And then we have got the engine setup. So 462 horsepower, 516, 585, 626, 790, 850, 925 horsepower. Then we've got short pipe, standard, large, extra large, back to short. Rim colour, anything on that palette, so you can switch out your rim colour if you want to. License plate option 2, so quite a few different options on that one. On the TerraTrack version, I don't think we have the different extensions. Rear tyres, we do have options of Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Vredestein, Trelleborg, but nothing within those. We do have the same specs, North American 1, North American 2, or European. Cam Pilot, yes or no, if you want it. Horn, standard, extra horn, silage additive. This one, we've only got 626 or 925. So there's not all the various different options on the horsepower on this one. And then we have got pipe is standard or long. The other one's got 4 different options. It's only got 2, standard or long. Same options with rim colour. It's going to do it again, isn't it? There we go. Rim colour and license plate. So rim colour, and it will do all of them. It will do the rims on the tracks as well. I know it's a horrible combination. You wouldn't go with that, but those are your options. It sounds great. That's with the extra air horn. Beacons, lighting's pretty good all the way around. Pipe out. Nice high pipe on that. It does look great. Really nicely made mod. Now I was looking to see, because it looked like those plates at the front had a hinge on them, but they haven't. The warning squares, I wondered if they folded, but they don't. I'll double check. This one I went for, obviously with the Europeans, obviously. With the hazard squares on the front. I think the other one I went North American, pretty sure I did. We don't have doors or windows that open. Interior, turn the lights off. Not a bad speed on it, and turning circle is pretty impressive, I have to say. Hop out of that one. TerraTrack. Yeah, North American 2 I went for on that one. Very cool. That's the Claas Jaguar 900 Type 502 by Skywalker Farms. I'll leave those up. Next, we've got the Grain Mill Extended. This is another offering from OmaTana. Very cool. This is an extension of the standard grain mill. It has been tweaked a little bit, looks as well. 6.51 megabytes download, 14 slots on console. It will cost 50 grand, so it's cheaper than the in-game standard in-game one. What we'll do is we'll go into here because it'll be easier to just have a look here first. If we go to our grain mill extended, so we're going to do wheat flour, barley flour, oat flour, and sorghum flour, which is where the other ones kind of stop. This one has added corn flour, so you can bring your corn here as well, and you can get corn flour. Plus, and those recipes are, I think, pretty much standard. The corn flour is a 4-3, so you get a little bit less flour out than corn you're putting in. The best one, I think, is still oats. Yeah, oat flour is 15 in to 19 out. So that's your best one for making more flour. The sorghum's not bad. The wheat flour and barley flour, both you lose a little bit, but you're still making flour. But you can also go for these recipes down here, which are the same. If you look at that one, that's 5 and 4. The wheat flour plus pig food, you've still got the 5-to-4 ratio, plus you get a bit of pig food coming out as well. So that byproduct, over time, you'll get pig food coming out too. So for me, if you're going to run pigs, or you've got somewhere you can sell pig food, you might as well run them both. You're getting the same ratios of flour anyway, but you're just getting the pig food on top. And if we look at the ratio here, that one you're getting the 30-23, but you're getting 7 pig food out on the barley. Oats, you're getting 3 pig food out. Sorghum 3. Corn flour is just standard at 1. So if you're going to go for your pig food option, you probably want to go for the barley flour pig food. So whilst you're losing a little bit on the on your flour, which you do anyway, you're getting more pig food out. Capacities over this side, it will take 270,000 litres of each. I put 250,000 litres of each in, but that bottom one, I did want to see what it went up to because it didn't quite fill it. 270,000 litres of each one. And as you can see, coming out, we've got our flour and we've got our pig food. So far, I've got 2 lots of flour, but I haven't had a pig food out yet. So obviously, because the pig food, there's less of it coming out. This is different on the back here. This has been added in. Just to give it a different look and feel. OmaTana's knocking them out of the park at the moment. Really cool stuff. If we go to our build mode, we go to our productions, and we go to our factories. That one there, 50 grand, let's say that's pretty good. If we go, where's the other grain mill? That one there, grain mill, 96 grand. So 46 grand cheaper. And you get the added benefit of the extra stuff if you want it. If you don't want it, it doesn't matter, but you've still got a 50 grand grain mill there. So I think, yeah, why wouldn't you? Makes perfect sense to me. Next, we've got these. See, that's by OmaTana. Very cool. Like that a lot. We have got 2 sets here. This is the metal fences with gates and the stone walls by Topace 888. The metal fences with gates is 2.54 megabytes download, and the stone walls are 12.62 megabytes download. All of these are 1 slots, and we've got 1 slot. This is the metal fence section. I've gone for 2 fence sections, but like all the fencing now on FS22, once you place the post, you can then drag it out as long as you want. The price will go up the more fencing you have, and you can change angles, you can change directions, make a full, wall around an entire building, whatever, or enclosure. It's up to you. We've got the smaller gate section that opens that way. We've got a rolling gate section, narrow one that opens there. We've got this one that opens in the middle that way, slightly wider than the previous one. And then this one is the roller one, slightly wider as well, like a double gate option 2 on there. These you will find under decoration and gates and fences. Then the wall sections, there are loads of these. Loads of different textures and options. They look fantastic by Topace 888. All the different looks and designs. Nice thick construction. Again, wall sections being that you can place them pretty much any way you want. But there's a whole load of different ones. Really nice texturing look on all of them. They look absolutely fantastic. That sort of 3-dimensional depth on a lot of these as well. And the weathering as well. That kind of mossy, slightly damp look. Anyway, so under build mode, under decoration, if we go to fences and then go out to the end, past the hedges, that's normally where the last of the standard in-game ones are, which are those ones here. Now we're on to these. So metal fence is 100, well, for the first section. Then we've got swing gate 5 metre, sliding gate 10 metre, swing gate 10 metre, and then the sliding gate 20 metre. Then we move on to the wall sections. Like I say, these are two separate mods by Top Ace 88. The gates are the first one, and then we're on to the wall sections. Each wall section starts at 100, and we go up. So if I go for, we'll start off with the gate one, the fences. So, as you probably already know, we can go to there, stop, then we can carry on, start, we can go, you know, you can get, like I say, like that, you can join them up, take them away, go to this end like that. So yeah, you can kind of, you know, there's all different ways of doing this. You can make all different sorts of enclosures and pens and buildings, and it's great. And the same goes with the walls. We'll pick a wall section, just that one there. The further out you extend it, the more it's going to cost you. You might not have even played around with these. You might be new to the game. You might not know what I'm talking about. But I'm not sure why you would want to do a wall section that would close in like that. But you absolutely can if you wish. So that's the metal fences with gates and stone walls by Top Ace 888. Next we move on to this. This is the Hydroponics greenhouse. Slightly different twist on the greenhouse we've had already. This by Dogface, 3.22 megabytes download. 15 slots on console, 10 grand for, so it's only the larger version, 10 grand. It requires 30,000 litres of water, and it will take 3,000 litres of liquid fertiliser. The premise behind hydroponics and a hydroponic greenhouse being there's no soil used. So it will be a nutrient-rich solution of water, but with nutrients added in, and there'll be some kind of substrate used in there, whether it be gravel, sometimes they use lava rock. There's all different sort of ones they can use. Some of the things they use for the substrate are very absorbent, so they hold the water longer. These are used often hydroponics. You know, you find about it, read about it. I remember reading about it years ago in science fiction type stuff, because obviously up in space, on spaceships or wherever you are, soil's not readily available. So as long as you've got a nutrient-rich water source or liquid source, you can grow them using various different substrates. So you've got all the various different PVC piping going in here, and you've got all these kind of box guttering sections. So it looks completely different. I've got this one set running all three, so it's doing tomatoes, lettuce and strawberries at the moment. And like I say, 30,000 litres of water it will take, and it will take 3,000 litres of liquid fertiliser to get it up and running. Nice looking building. I just think it's, yeah, because you're so used to seeing it normally, it looks very clinical, very futuristic. So you'll find this under build mode, under production, under greenhouses. So there you go, 10 grand there. Hydroponics greenhouse, large. Slot count on that will come down from 15 to 1 for any subsequent one. It does say it runs twice as fast as the standard in-game. So if we look at the recipes there, and the cycles running, it's running 624 cycles a month on the tomatoes, 312 on the lettuce, 624 on the strawberries. We've got a 10 to 1 ratio, 10 water to 1 liquid fertilizer. That's why it takes 30,000 litres of water and 3,000 litres of liquid fertilizer, that 10 to 1 ratio. So it should all run down at the same time. Lettuce, 20 to 1, you get 10 out, and then the strawberries is 10 to 1 as well. So I've got all three running. As you can see over the side, we've got them, and you can set it on storing, selling, or distributing, as you can with most of the production chain stuff now as well. So yeah, very cool. Something a little bit different. You don't have to run all three. You can run one, and you'll get a higher production, obviously. Than, you know, I say a higher production. It's just not splitting it all between. All your water and liquid fertilizer will be focused on one particular crop. So there we go. The hydroponics greenhouse by Dogface. Moving on, we've got this, the Lizard AM transport cattle. It's by Vanquish081, 2.64 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. I think I'm going mad. I thought we'd already had this. I looked at it and thought, oh, is this an update? I don't know if it might have been by someone else then. I honestly, I really thought we'd had this already, but anyway. So, this is a transport trailer for, now it does say transport cattle. It will do 56 cows, 64 pigs, 108 sheep, 38 horses or 322 chickens. I think I've got it set on chickens at the moment. You can see the boxes in there. So I've got it set on chickens. Very cool. Now, it doesn't have opening doors or anything like that. When you get to where you're going, you click on your... actually, we'll transport some off now. But if we go to our tools and animal transport, on the end there, 98 grand. It's a little bit more pricey, but it does take far more. Now, obviously, it doesn't do all of those in one go. It will do one animal type at a time, but quite a few more. We've got the option of Continental, Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, back to Continental. No options within those, just those tyre options. Then we've got design standard or chickens. So the standard one will take all of the various different animals already said, but if you are going to do chickens, you do need the chicken version, which puts the boxes in on the 2 different levels for putting the chickens into. We've got a main colour option, anything on that palette. I'd say it's fairly flat. That's one thing I was going to say. I thought you might have a contrasting colour option on that, but it's, yeah, that's that. Then the rim colour option, you do have a chrome, and then you've got all those things in that palette there. Choose from, and license plate option 2 if you want to put a license plate on. So what we'll do now, if you are on a map, you do have to have your animal pens placed first before you can get the animals. If you go to get the animals to put into a trailer, say for example to do a mod review, if you don't have the animal pen, it won't let you buy the animals. You can't just leave them in a trailer. We do have lights, and it does have reverse lights. Where's my dialogue for my chickens? Of course it's around the other side. This is part of the fenceless husbandries that we looked at in part 1. This is the larger chicken barn. This takes like 370. So I think we've got 322 chickens in here. There you go. Open animal dialogue box. Yeah, 720 this one will take. So we're going to put our chickens. Did I buy those ones? Yeah, 322 in there. Move to husbandry. So there we go. There's no doors or anything open, but I can then gradually work my way through, doing them in 60s until my 322 chickens are gone. That'll be the same for any of your animals once you get to where you're going. Obviously this one I can turn the grid off because I don't want the grid on there. And then gradually unload it as we go. I do like the fact we've got the ability to transport chickens now as well. It's really cool. Yeah, really like it. Brilliant. So that's the Lizard AM Transport Cattle by Vanquish 081. That's 3 slots standard, and then it comes down from there. Next, we have this. We've gone a little bit old school again. This is the Siloking Prestige 22 meters cubed. This is by ARM team. It is 11.72 megabytes download, 10 slots on console. This is a self-propelled mixer wagon, feed mixer for doing total mix ration. You can sometimes put bedding in with these, or it will do pretty much forage crops. Now, this is the older version of the Siloking. One of the bonuses to this one is it's a lot cheaper than the newer version, obviously because it's an older version. So if you're looking for a 22,000 litre feed mixer, this might be the very thing you're looking for. Nicely made, nicely detailed. I have got a load of total mix ration in it at the moment. I will explain why momentarily. If we go to our vehicles, because it is self-propelled, and then we go to our animals. So on the end there, we've got the Stroutman. This is the one we need to be looking at as the comparison. This is the Selfline 4.0 Premium Siloking. 22,000 litre capacity. This is the new version. If we look at that very quickly, all very fancy. I mean, look at it. Wow, that's the new version of it. So we go to the very end and look at the prices. 204 grand, 150 grand. Same capacity, does the same thing. That's got a little bit more horsepower. And obviously there's a smaller one and there's various different prices, but that's now the cheapest one we've got. There are trailed ones, there's lots of trailed ones, but as the self-propelled one goes, 150 grand for a 22,000 litre, which is pretty good. You can have without beacon, with beacon, standard wheel setup or a wide tyre, rim colour option, you can pick anything. I think I went with that to match up with the yellow and the Siloking, but you can do whatever you like, it's entirely your choice. And a license plate option too. Come out there, hop in, and start her up. So L1 and right stick up and down will raise and lower. This is if you're doing loose product or you're taking from a silage clamp. Usually that is a silage cutter, so when you've got your wall of silage, unlike in game where it seems to be more loose, that would shave up and down the silage clamp to take your silage, but you can do loose products. So if you're doing your hay, your straw, or your silage, you can do it from there. We do need to, let's fold it. It comes like that folded. So that needs to be unfolded, which means that when you're putting stuff in, it will go from there. Turning it on. Does that. Let's turn that off. Now, as you can see, we do have total mix ration in already. And that total mix ration in there is a standard mix, I guess, using all of the components. So hay, silage, straw, and mineral feed. You don't have to use mineral feed. You can still get a total mix ration without it. You don't have to use straw. You can still get a total mix ration by just doing silage and hay. But in this configuration, if we look at saying there, that's a perfect mix, and it's all in the green, and it tells you what the percentages are. And I said this on a previous mod review. When I get something new like this, I will fill it up with total mix ration or whatever, just to see what the ratios are, the mix. Because with bales now, or loose products, it's difficult to know with all the various different bale sizes what amounts of litres I need to be putting into there. That breaks down at, with those percentages, 8,250 litres of hay, 8,250 litres of silage, 4,488 litres of straw, and 1,056 litres of mineral feed, if you go for those ratios that it shows you there. But that would be the way I would go about it. If it was me, I would fill it up once just to get an idea of what those ratios are. Even if you do it with, don't save it when you've done it, just do it as a test, see what it is, then you can work out moving forward when you're doing any of your animal feed what ratios you need to be putting there, if you go for those ratios. Like I say, you might decide to go for something else. This does have the option tip side left or tip side right. We go for tip side left and unload. Nice animation. Don't remember putting the indicators on, but I did. As we've got up to 26 miles an hour, so it's no slouch around the yard. Beacons, lights, very cool. Interior, again, very cool. That's telling me what I've got left to the display, the readout there. If I unload some more from inside, what should happen now. You go, see it going down. So if you are doing it from inside, you can tell exactly what's happening as you're doing it. That's very cool. And a nice price too. That's the Siloking Prestige 22 meters cubed by ARM team, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today, and probably the one you've all been waiting for because I put it on the thumbnail. This is cool. I mean, yeah, this is the teleport device by Alien Jim. Of course it's by Alien Jim. 0.16 megabytes download. I think it's only one slot, might be two. I didn't write down the slot count, but it was low. Now, when I read the thing on this, your mind goes, whoa. It's actually a very simple concept, and people might go, oh, it's not what I thought it was, but it's brilliant. I've got one over here. That's what it looks like. So you can tuck it away in a corner, put it wherever you want. You can put as many of these on the map as you like, of course. It says with this teleportal device, you can place more than one anywhere on the land you own. Select the icon from the map overview and teleport your character to that location. So I thought it was one that you kind of step on and maybe press L3 and it will come up with a list of places you can teleport to or something like that. In essence, it's just like placing an animal pen or anything like that. You place them around the map and they come up as icons on the map. Now you can name these. If I go into build mode, and we go over to it, and if I press on it like that, you can rename it. So once you've pressed on it, that one I've set as home plate. So because that's the one, if you have one at your farm, and the point being, it's useful for quick access to places that don't have a spawn point close by. And we all know on a map, there's always going to be that place. If we go up here to our map, there's always that place on a map that there's no sell points, there's no buildings, there's nothing, but you need to get there for whatever reason. You've got something there, you've put something there, whatever it might be. And there's always that, okay, how am I going to get to it? I've got to drive there, I've got, So these are now allow you to just teleport around. I placed one here, and it puts like a house icon. So if I click on that one, it says animals. If I go up to this one, that I placed all up here, that one says hideouts. So all I do is visit, and I've teleported from the one I was there to my hideout one. So yeah, I mean, it is teleporting. At the end of the day, it's no different to when you go, if you jump to an animal pen, or you jump to a sell point, or you jump, when it says visit place, I'm teleporting. No, I don't have to be standing on that. Of course I don't. I can go to my map menu and I can go and find, if I go to the animal one, but it just adds to the immersion if you stand on it. I know it's not real. It's not teleporting. Doesn't exist. Visit, and I'm at my animals one, and you can place them wherever you want. I think it's a really clever idea. I've done it on so many maps. There's always that thing of, sometimes you leave a vehicle there. So if you want to tab between vehicles, you can tab to a location. And sometimes you just want to go and check something out. I'm doing it a lot with my greenhouse stuff at the moment. It's just you can tab to vehicles, but it's quicker to sort of jump to something like this and then walk from wherever you are. I love it. I think it's very cool. You'll find it under buildings and I didn't write it down. Was it tools? Might have been tools. There you go. It's only 1,400 for each one. So when you pick it, you can place it wherever you want as long as you own the land. That's absolutely fine. And as I said, once you've picked it and placed it, if I zoom in on it, let's come out of there. Then R3, and I can rename it anything I want. There we go. So we come out, go to our map, and that one's now set as random. Visit random, and here we are. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Now, as I said, I apologise for the fact it was split into two. I tried to get through as quickly as I could, and it just took me longer than I thought, and so apologies for that. There is a new map out as well. The map is called Arena. It's by Mikis, 1 LTU and Pupa. Let's go with that. I'm hopefully going to be doing the map tour on that later on today. I hope you found this all useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.